Hello everybody, here I am. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my Bing cherry, Prunus, avia, and the Prunus avia. The cultivar is Bing, and it was selected cultivar due to its delicious fleshy fruit. It's in the Prunus family. I guess it's Rosaceae in the rose family. You'd be surprised how extensive that family is. Opposite leaves, serrated margins, maybe doubly serrated margins. Gorgeous fall color, good. I really love this tree. As you can see here, I have a couple of lower temporary branches, and the story behind these temporary branches is that I try to espalier, train the tree as an espalier to reduce the space it would take, and it a few years ago it threw this very vigorous shoot from below the top espalier. It threw a very vigorous shoot, and it just completely took the leadering of this tree. I have a little pruning to do this winter, just to keep all codominance in check, and subordinate some of the lower branches that are already permanent. I believe about head high. It's a good permanent branch for a home garden. Maybe a little taller. I'm not quite sure yet. I guess I'll go figuring it out as as the years come and go. But anyway, sometimes you try to train a tree to do certain thing, and it's just not appropriate. And that's exactly what this tree told me, and I was able to listen and respect its wishes. Again, some trees are perfect espalier candidates that they can really adapt to the form you give them. Some trees are not so flexible. Literally, the shoot that it's now its central leader. I thought, oh well, maybe this is another espalier branch, and there was no bending it at all. It took such a vigorous, it took such a strong leaderage. I don't know if that's a word. Excuse my English. But it took such a strong dominance. That's what I wanted to say. That there was no bending it. The genetics of the tree said no. We're going up, and up it went. Here's a little friend of mine. I don't name the birds that hang in the garden, just because I don't want to offend them by calling them the wrong name. But the hummingbirds are happy in this garden. They really thrive in my micro environment. Here we have a creek, next property over, and some really good foliage, and a bottle brush that they really love. Anyway, back to the Prunus. It's an American cultivar. American meaning growing in United States. I'll try to refer as American as continental America, not United States. But anyway, they grow really well in the Bay Area. They're a little water needy. If I don't water it, if I don't give it its monthly soak, deep soak, I can tell. But again, being close to the creek, I think a couple more years of watering, and some of its vigor, I assume, or at least I want to assume, are from having such a close proximity to the creek. We're about 40 feet away from the creek, and you know, water travels through soils laterally, so I think our soils stay somewhat moist through the summer, giving this plant some extra moisture to take advantage of. But anyway, some of the mistakes I've made were cutting it into the trunk. This was about 1.5 inches, maybe 2-inch pruning wound I made. Not ideal, especially since it's on the on the trunk. Hopefully this will go away. This whole branch will go away at some point soon. I'm really subordinating it just to keep it from expanding in girth, and I think I've succeeded early in the season. These two branches were similar in size, and now it's almost visible, the girth difference. This one's a lot thinner than this one, which is what you want. You don't want to just remove branches out of a tree. You want to subordinate them until the aspect ratio has it's 40% or more trunk to branch. Again, another advice for a structurally sound tree is that central leader is always thicker than the branches, and if you're encountering problems with branches wanting to become codominant, you subordinate them, pruning them by half at least, and watch how they react. Mainly, one of the things I learned is that when you introduce a pruning cut, there will be a reduction, and how to deal with that reaction will tell the tree somewhat of your idea, and again, the tree might respond differently than you want it to, and a good arborist will work with that, or will know the tree enough, the species large enough to say that's not a good tree for this area. And again, that's another very important thing, is to choose the right species and the right specimen. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and leave any comments or questions in the comment section, and plant more trees.